What's good, beautiful people? Thank you for joining me here on Learning with Lear. My name is Ryan Verdon. I am the founder and director of Lear Cultural Coaching. You can learn more about me and about what Lear does by checking out the website. That link is in the description. Go ahead and knock yourself out. It has been a week, y'all. Okay, so I want to start with maybe something that was a little longer than a week ago. That was Donald Trump talking his stuff, doubling down on his white nationalist rhetoric. He called migrants less than human, did all those things, talked about it was going to be a bloodbath if he didn't get elected. We can quibble about context and what he actually meant. We all know what he means. That is Donald Trump being Donald Trump, okay? Saying the quiet part out loud, kind of, giving himself just a little bit of room. But we got to place that in context, and the ADL actually gave us really great context to place it in, because they just released a report that documented white nationalist group propaganda hitting an all-time high. That means these groups like the Proud Boys, 3%ers, the Ku Klux Klan, all of them are out here talking to your daughters and your sons at an all-time high level. They're out here recruiting, telling people that, hey, you got the left, and they're telling you that, you know, this country isn't yours and we got to be inclusive and racial justice and all that, and aren't, you know, putting their anti-Semitism and all their hatred directed at your daughters and your sons, and all in the name of stand up and be white, be proud to be white, and don't you want to be included in being white? And we're going to come back to that because it's important to note the context on the other side of that. You got goofballs like Bill Maher out here talking about the reason that Democrats aren't doing well, the reason that Joe Biden isn't doing well, is because Democrats are embracing identity politics. I want to be clear, I am not a Democrat. Democrats are not a racial justice organization. They're not any kind of justice organization, right? And I don't know a whole lot of people on the left that make that argument, even if they're going to support them and vote for them. They understand their limitations. Bill Maher's goofy ass is out here talking about all you got to do is look and see Beyonce has the #1 country album, and Jelly Roll is famous, and look at Lil Nas X, and see, we're past identity. Now, I hope that you can just see how absurd that is, but if you can't, place that in context. If we're past identity, why are white nationalist groups recruiting the way they are? Why are they putting out so much propaganda? The answer is because the identity that we're supposed to be past is non-white. We're supposed to not care about inclusion. We're supposed to not care about justice. We are supposed to be doubling down on whiteness, and that is something that both political parties agree to. I want to be very, very clear. The reason the Democrats aren't doing well is because Joe Biden is promoting and supporting and funding a genocide in Palestine. That is why they're not doing well. The reason that black folks are considering moving to the Republican Party and voting for Trump is because Democrats refuse to actually do anything that resembles racial justice. They ain't talking about reparations. They ain't talking about land back. They are white supremacy light. And people are like, yo, why are we voting for them? Now, I don't think they should be voting for Republicans, but I want to be clear that it's not the aggressive push towards justice that Democrats are making that is pushing anybody away. If Democrats were pushing aggressively towards justice, they would run away with the election, because the largest voting bloc in the country are non-voters. Let me say that again. The largest voting bloc in the country are non-voters. That means most people are so disillusioned, don't believe what these goofballs are telling us, that they're not going to engage in November. All right, so the idea that Democrats are pushing identity politics and justice and DEI, you got the right talking about DEI means didn't earn it. These goofballs got us out here thinking that Democrats and the left are doing something, and we're not. We're not, okay? And I want to be clear why we're not. And this is a perfect example. I've been talking about this on this channel and everywhere I go. This week, I'm about to be in Tulsa at the White Privilege Conference talking about it. Matter of fact, by the time this comes out, I'll already be there. You should come see my workshops. If you're watching this and you're here, it's Breaking the Privilege Frame. Come check it out. But that is the reason why we're not doing well. That's the reason, y'all, is because we are not taking seriously what white folks are actually in desperate need of, and that is healing, and that is connection. Okay? The disconnect that comes with the white supremacist capitalist patriarchy is so unbelievably brutal that it has white folks out here betraying humanity, betraying our spirit, betraying the creator, and betraying community. That is why white nationalist propaganda does so well, because it offers a path for connection to white people. It says, hey, DEI stuff and the left, they want you to hear that you're privileged. They want you to hear that you're special. And you know you're not special because you're poor, because you're this, because you're that. Because here's a spoiler alert. The wages of whiteness ain't shit. They ain't paying nobody anything. Really. They ain't paying rent. They ain't putting food in people's mouths. They're not doing all that. Right? Our material interests are still not being met. Our spiritual interests, this is super, super important. Our spiritual interests are not being met. And so we're out here wilding. We're out here hurting people. That is why white nationalist groups are so effective right now. That is why Donald Trump is so effective right now. It's because we are not offering, we on the left, we, those of us interested in racial justice, are not offering a path to connection, a path to healing. At least not enough of us, not loud enough, and not consistently enough, are not offering a place of connection. Instead, we want to look at our brothers, at our sisters, at our cousins, at our nephews, our nieces, our uncles, our aunts, who might be considering voting for Trump, who are got some smart to say, who didn't say the right thing or use the most politically correct language at the barbecue or wherever. We want to look at them and say, hey, we ain't like them, at least we're not that, and they're wrong, and we should get with it, instead of engaging in a real conversation that prioritizes relationship and that offers some sort of connection. We have to figure that out. And the way we figure that out is by embracing our mutual interest in anti-racism. And y'all can see that the TV is telling me it's time for me to be quiet, wrap this up. I really hope that y'all are out here thinking about what the field looks like right now. What the field looks like right now. It's not for play. And we got to take this seriously. We got to offer connection. We got to take our healing seriously, or the future is going to look real bleak. If you're in Tulsa, you're at WPC, holla at me. Follow me on IG, Ryanvirdenofficial. Subscribe to the channel. Thank y'all so much for being here. I love y'all. Peace and love.